before Slammiversary, before Bound for Glory, before TNA moved to prime time on AMC, there was a night when no one escaped. A pay-per-view built on one concept: simple, brutal, unforgiving. Every single match taking place inside a steel cage. And on April 16th, 2026, after 10 years of silence, TNA Wrestling made that announcement. Lockdown is coming back. August 23rd, Chicago, Credit One Arena, a venue that has witnessed history as the old UIC Pavilion where WCW ran its Chi-Town Rumble in 1989, which saw Ricky Steamboat face Ric Flair for the NWA World Heavyweight Championship in front of a screaming Chicago crowd. TNA will write its next chapter in this pay-per-view's storied history. So in this video, a brief history of TNA's most iconic event and the potential match card that could make Lockdown 2026 the greatest version of this event ever held. This is Sudden Impact, the premier destination for news and analysis about TNA Wrestling. Subscribe so you don't miss out. If you like this video and want to keep the channel going, then buy us a coffee. The link is in the description and the pinned comment. So to understand why the announcement hit the wrestling world the way it did, you first need to understand what Lockdown actually was. It wasn't just another pay-per-view. It was the only event in professional wrestling history where every single match on the card took place inside of a steel cage. It gave some unique matches that no one else could. Hungry X Division wrestlers looking to become the next challenger, an escape match where you have to eliminate your competitors until there's only two of you left, and then it becomes a race to escape the cage. The Knockouts match, well, that was a Queen of the Cage match. And then there was the main event, Lethal Lockdown, TNA's answer to War Games. 2 teams, alternating entries, the cage filling up one competitor at a time. And when that final competitor steps through the door, the roof closes, weapons drop, chaos, and no escape. April 24, 2005, the Impact Zone in Orlando, Florida, it held the inaugural Lockdown event. AJ Styles versus Abyss, 6 sides of steel for the NWA World Heavyweight Championship #1 contendership. TNA had created something different. Something else no one was doing. Lockdown 2007 at the Family Arena in St. Giles, Missouri. It saw Team Angle face Team Christian Cage. Kurt Angle's team consisting of Jeff Jarrett, Samoa Joe, Sting, and Rhino against Cage's team of Abyss, AJ Styles, Scott Steiner, and Tomko, with Harley Race serving as the gatekeeper. That was Lockdown at its apex. The 2008 Lockdown took place in the Songus Arena in Lowell, Massachusetts, where Kurt Angle faced off with Samoa Joe for the TNA World Heavyweight Championship. 2 of the best in-ring performers of their generations. No escape. Just the purest wrestling in its most brutal form. At the 2012 Lockdown, after a shocking betrayal led to the breakup of longtime TNA tag team Beer Money, James Storm challenged his former brother Bobby Roode for the World Heavyweight Championship in a rivalry that had been building since November the previous year. Lots of brutality, but Roode ultimately retained. And then the next year, in one of the most dramatic events in Lockdown history, the main event of Lockdown 2013 saw a betrayal that no one really expected, as Bully Ray revealed himself as the Aces and Eights president, winning the World Heavyweight Championship from Jeff Hardy in the process. By the mid-2010s, though, TNA was fighting battles on multiple fronts, facing financial uncertainty and roster instability, and a TV deal that was in flux. But then, on January 30th, 2016, in Wembley Arena in London, England, Lockdown was made into a TV special in front of thousands of screaming English people. Miles from where it all began, Matt Hardy challenged EC3 for the TNA World Heavyweight Championship and won. And then, quietly, without fanfare, the cage door closed on TNA's most innovative concept ever. Nearly 4 years, nothing. Then, in January 2020, Impact Wrestling made an announcement. Lockdown was returning. March 28th, 2020. The fans were ready, but the world had other plans. As it went into lockdown itself due to the pandemic, TNA Lockdown was cancelled yet again. But on April 16th, 2026, the announcement came. Lockdown was returning on Sunday, August 23, at the Credit Union at Chicago, Illinois. And for the first time since 2016, Lethal Lockdown with it. The reaction from the wrestling world was immediate. Fans who grew up watching Samoa Joe and Kurt Angle tear each other apart in that cage felt it in their chest. And for a company now airing on AMC with over 10 million followers across social media, this isn't just nostalgia, it is a statement. And the confirmed stars appearing: Jeff Hardy, Matt Hardy, Nick Nemeth, Mustafa Ali, Moose, AJ Francis, Mike Santana, Steve Macklin, Brian Myers, Eric Young, Leon Slater, Ash by Elegance, Tessa Blanchard, Elena Black, and Indy Hartwell. Now, the card hasn't been even thought of yet, but let's speculate on a few of the matches, because this is where it gets very interesting. So we know the Lethal Lockdown match is set to return, but which teams will face off against each other? And who will be on those teams? And will it be Team Santino versus Team Daria Ray? What about the X Division match? Why not make it for the championship in an Xscape match? Or the Knockouts championship match? Why not have that as a Queen of the Cage match? So who will be the champions going into Lockdown? And more importantly, will they walk out with those titles? Lockdown was born in 2005 from a simple idea. What if every match took place in a steel cage? And for 11 years, that idea produced some of TNA's greatest events in history. Now it is back as proof that TNA Wrestling remembers what made them special, and proof that they're building something worth remembering again. This is Sudden Impact, the premier destination for news and stories about TNA Wrestling. Subscribe for updates, match announcements, and general coverage of Lockdown 2026. And we'll see you next time.